Hello,
Hi, Nathan.
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. What brings you to stereo today?
Boredom.
You're bored. Okay. I'm just trying to see what topics people might have.
I didn't pick this topic, by the way. It was just there automatically.
Okay.
So when you say
Anything?
27 years of dating experience, also, may
hmm
I just say, dating is spelled incorrectly there. There shouldn't be an E. So how old
Thank
are
you for
you? If you don't mind me asking.
that. Say that again?
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
27.
And you've had 27 years of dating experience. You dated since you were born?
Now, what I mean is that from I should have really changed that, but I'm 27. I started really dating at the age of I got dating experience from what, 18 years old?
Mm-hmm. So you have 9 years of dating experience.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Um, well, yeah, the
Anything you want
calculation with that.
anything you want to talk about?
Anything you want to talk about, I'm good with. Why would you say you have dating experience? Is that because you have dated multiple women over the 9 years of your experience? Or have you always been with that one person?
Different people.
Too many?
No, not too many. Enough. Enough for me to kind of make the right choices. Um, finally, I would say some of it has been stuff that I've done that's impacted certain things, and some of it has been vice versa. So, um, a lot of people have said to me, I should start, talking to people about relationships because one, I've helped them in their uh, relationship as well, and I've helped people in general. Um, so so I thought, okay, I'll give it a shot, and I've been doing quite well recently on Stereo, and it's helped quite a lot of people, even men as well. So um, yeah, I kind of have discussions about dating and relationships, and I kind of give my what I've learned, and that's what I go on. Um, so
Mhm.
yeah, and it's helped a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. How many people would you say you've helped on this app?
This app, I would say about I've done 50 shows so far in total, I think. And I've helped probably about 20.
Is that because they've said that you've helped them?
Yep.
Or this is your own confidence speaking that you were able to?
No, no, it's not my confidence because I always ask the question back. I hope I've helped. And they said, yeah, you've really helped. And then we've had conversations outside of Stereo as well on Instagram.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I know I don't have any, I don't have a, I don't have pride or anything like that. I literally just come to give my advice because I know it helps people. And someone would appreciate at the end of the day. The rest of the shows kind of been about random conversations for about like 3 hours long, and we've really had good conversations. And there's some things that I've taken away as well from other people. So I've learned things being on this app, especially from married people as well, because I've I got married last year, so I've been married for a year now. So there's a lot of things I've learned from married people, and that's why I like this app because you get to learn from people and people get to learn from you.
Mm, okay, that's good.
hmm
So if you were going to teach me one thing about dating, what would it be? You can make it three, but just one would be okay as well. And let's dissect that.
I would say make sure you ask the relevant questions in the dating season because because from what I done this myself, if you get in a relationship without asking the right questions, it can be quite messy. So always ask important questions before you start committing to people. Um,
may I just say something really quickly because um, it's ask and not ask.
okay.
So what are the questions that you think are relevant?
Let me ask you, what questions do you think are relevant? What questions would you ask? What questions are relevant to you?
I don't ask questions in dates at all. I just
You
see if
don't
I
ask
generally
questions okay.
no.
Well,
I'm
are you are
interviewing.
you in uh,
Okay,
are you
go
are
on.
you in a relationship now?
I'm not, no.
Okay. So why is it that you don't feel it's important to ask questions to make sure that who you're dating is right for you?
Because when you ask questions, they will tell you what you want to hear. They can lie. Answers don't see anything. It's the same as how I'm speaking to you right now. I'm asking you
Hmm.
questions. You can say
Hmm.
whatever you want. There is no
Hmm.
way of proving whether or not what you say is right or wrong. You can only find things out over time. So I don't go by questions and answers. I go by sort of what they call vibes. If I get along with someone, I get along with them. Generally speaking, 99.999% of the time, I get along with people. Actually,
Hmm.
100%. I get along with people, so that's not a big deal. But then it just depends on things like, for me, what's priority is how they are as a friend to me and how what they do career wise, how they are morally, that kind of thing. And all that kind of stuff you can only find out over time. A person, a guy especially that's attracted to you will tell you exactly what you want to hear. And I can't go by that.
No, of course you can't, but at least it gives you a little bit of a blueprint of what they're saying. I mean, it's still important because later down the line, when they show you something different, you can then say, "Look, but you told me you was this, so that means you're a
What's
liar,
that
right?"
gonna
So you're not being truthful.
Yeah,
So
but what's
they're
that
still
gonna do?
they're still important. Um, they're
That's not
still
gonna
it's
do for
say
you
that
to
again.
then that's not going to do anything for you to then later sometime down the line to turn around and
Hmm.
say, see, you're a liar. What does that do? Yeah, you prove them a liar. What does that do? Nothing. So you might as well just watch people for how they are and who they are. I accept people for who they are. I accept everyone, whatever they may be, because there are lots of things right
No, of
and wrong
course,
about
no, of
you.
course. I didn't say I didn't accept people for who they are. But what I'm saying is, if you're dating intentionally, and I'm thinking about marriage. If you're dating for marriage purposes, not just dating to hook up and to sleep around, there are questions you're gonna have to need to ask. No
Okay,
one goes into a relationship blind, and no
right,
relationship is perfect, but there are some questions you need to ask. And there are questions
right.
that you would naturally almost, I mean, like you said, the things that matter to you is about career and all this stuff. It's still a
Yeah.
question you would ask because that's important to you. And that's why I said, what questions would you ask? What's important to you? Because what I might say is something completely different. But we've got a message. Let's listen to what she's
Okay,
saying.
yeah.
Hang on a second.
A very important question to ask somebody on a date is, do you have to take pictures of us together to prove that we're really a couple? Do you have to take pictures of us doing nothing but looking at the camera, a new one every day, in order for you to be secure about a relationship? And then post it to Instagram in order for you to be secure about a relationship? That's my question. How important are pictures to you and why?
Oh, to me, um, they're not important. They're not important. But there's a reason why I do it. Um, it's because one, um, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at her question, really. Yeah, go on.
Oh, okay. I um I got a comment on Instagram, a message from Instagram from someone in the black community, and they said, I like how you post pictures of your wife and stuff like that, because not a lot of men do that. And that's why I do it. Not because I have anything to prove or I feel a certain way. I don't, I'm fine. But I do it to show an example as a black
What's
man, because a lot of people think well, a lot of people think in general that black men are not um, that one don't respect their women and they don't love their wives and stuff like that. And I try and me doing that, I'm just setting an example for the rest. That's all I'm doing. I don't think there's a problem with that. But no, I don't post all the time. But I do like to show black love. That's what I like to show. And I applaud it, I praise it. I even post pictures of other couples that I know, because it's very rare in the UK, black marriage, So that's why I do it.
Oh,
So I
it's
think it's
rare in
something to
the
be
UK.
praised for. Hmm?
Black marriage is rare in the UK.
Yes, yeah, it is, yeah. People are just used to dating and sleeping around and having sex. That's all. That's what is common. You wouldn't see, you don't see a lot of people committing to each other in marriage.
Right. Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah, so it's something that's why I do it. And that's why I'm trying to talk and encourage people about relationships. And I try and get advice too from married people because it's something for me, it's important because I wanna be able to have a good and healthy marriage. Obviously, there's gonna be things in between that, I may have my ups and downs, but I want to make sure I have the best chance at my marriage. If I need to get advice from someone, trust me, I'll get it. If someone has some advice to tell me, I'll get it and I'll correct what people say. So if someone says that's wrong, I'll correct myself and do it. But yeah, so yeah, I like to get advice from people and I like to give people dating advice because I've been through a lot, to be honest with you. And I've helped people through a lot as well. So um, I've got a show coming up later this week about mental health and overcoming it. And that was a person who I helped years ago. But I don't know much about mental health because I didn't go through it, but she has. So she's going to talk about that and she wants me to be there. So again, yeah, it's just, yeah. So yeah, it's good to help people and give people advice and be there for people. And that's what I'm about.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the best dating advice that you have gotten yourself? Or marriage advice, rather, since you're married now?
Communicate is important. Listen and communicate. That's
Yeah.
the best that I've got is to make sure you try and always listen, communicate, and sometimes you have to compromise as well.
Right, right.
Compromise is important.
Yeah, that's true.
And now my
Yeah.
wife is looking at me smiling, saying, "Yes, that's true." Yeah, because she knows. Um, but yeah, let's listen to this message.
How can somebody give you advice and correct you on something that's really none of their business and they don't know anything about? Marriages and relationships are private matters between two people, and you can give general tips that most people should really know and it should be implied. But like you said, there's a lot of people um, that just want to get in your pants, and that's the whole reason they're talking to you. And when I say you, I don't mean you, I mean you in general. I mean, I don't need your advice, Nathan, but thanks for being there as an example of someone who appreciates marriage.
I make sure I get my advice from married people, so I don't get marriage advice from someone that's single, because like you said, that could happen. People have their motives. But I do think though, I know you said people shouldn't give me advice because that's not their problem. And I think it's good though to get advice or allow people to advise you on certain things or give you tips. It's the same thing. And this is the problem with the world today. We don't want to listen to people. And when people are correct, we don't want to take it. And I've had to grow out of that mindset in the sense of sometimes you have to listen to people and understand when they are right. You need to have the mentality to say, you know what, I was wrong, and you're right. And if I still don't agree, I'll say, I don't agree with that, but I will kind of look into that and think about it. Yeah. because I'm 27, but I've been through a lot. I can't be bothered just to tell people. I can't be bothered to listen to your advice or don't advise me. You're chatting rubbish or whatever. I take what they're saying. I talk to them respectfully. They talk to me respectfully, and we sit down and talk about whatever the situation might be. But I like advice. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And these are the conversations I have all the time with grown people. Even my dad, for example, he would sit down and just like counsel me on certain things. Not that he see me do anything wrong, but he just likes to pass on some knowledge to me. I mean, how long has my dad been married? Has he been married for like 20, 25 years? So yeah, and I've got older people who have been married for much more longer. So I always put myself with adults, and that's where I've really learned and done most of my growth in. Um,
You don't have to be married to give marriage advice. Like I said, it's something general, common sense knowledge, and you're just there to reinforce something that people should already know. I don't think people should be asking others about their relationships. I think they should be going to their partners and talking to them, which is what you said, communication. And the first thing I would tell somebody who's asking me for relationship advice is go talk to your partner. Why are you talking to me? Um, yeah. Counseling for marriage is usually done with both partners in the room with the counselor, not isolated from each other. That's a bad sign. Oh, it's good to hear that your wife is there with you. That's wonderful.
yeah, I didn't say isolated with others. I've got a friend who sometimes calls me about relationships or issues, I should say, that they have in their relationships. I always make sure my wife is in the room, and we're both on the phone. And this is a perfect example. Someone then messaged me and said, "Don't talk to. You shouldn't be talking to her when because you're in a relationship and it's late." And I told him, "Look, listen, this is when I said you can't assume anything next time ask me, because my wife was actually in the bed with me and we're both talking to her on the phone." So I definitely agree. That comes in with boundaries and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, always make sure if there is an issue, for example, if there was an issue with me and my wife and we needed some sort of counsel or advice and we definitely couldn't work it out, then I'd, for example, call my dad or her mum and all meet with my wife there. We would talk about the situation. Hi Jay, you're right. So I'll speak to you in a minute. So no, yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Nathan, it was lovely talking to you. I hope things go well for you and everything works out. But I'll
Yeah,
see
you
you
too.
around. Okay?
All right then, take care.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.